I'm live, I tell you, live. Hey, everybody. Bienvenidos. ¿Cómo estás? Where? I hear Doodle. He's around here somewhere. You gonna come up here, Doodle? You come up? Give you some space there. You can come up? Come on up. You can do it. You want me to do it? All right, I'll do it. All right, I'll do it. It's Doodle, the Prince of Dogness, everybody. Doodle, say hi to your adoring audience. Hi, adoring audience. It's Doodle, the Prince of Dogness. And he is joining us on this Sunday for some of us. And hey, don't touch the snacks. It's not why you're here. Don't touch the snacks. See, can we put you back here where people can see you? Or you can put your little feet up there. Hey, everybody. How was your week? Our week is going pretty well. Yes, I can pet you, Doodle. He needs to be pet. So our week is going pretty well. Let me know about the logistics. To me, it sounds kind of echoey. I don't know about you. I have this window open over here only because, we get a nice breeze coming through here. It is a balmy 70 degrees today, like every day. Sun is on its way down, which means the light is on its way up right here. And so we're experimenting with something. So we have a light diffusing curtain in front of us. So hopefully that absorbs some of the sound and some of the echo, and it also filters the light. So we don't really have to do any special lighting. I have my LED light here just in case. I can turn that on, but I think we're doing okay. All right, Janice says sounds and looks good. Hello, Janice. Let's see, who did I miss? Jules. Jules is here. Jules was the first one in the room, I think. And Miguel Rangel is here. And yeah, okay. And he won't let me do anything with my hand except pet him. It's like I move my hand in the wrong direction. He's like, no, you got to pet me. So we're gonna try to do both things at once. We're gonna try to do a live stream here and pet Doodle at the same time. Unfortunately, let's see. I can move this down a little bit. Let's see. I don't know if it's enough to see Doodle. Is it enough to see Doodle? There's Doodle. There's Doodle. We were a little bit worried about him yesterday. I don't know if he ate something in the yard and he kind of was listless, and we carried him around a lot. But today he's back to his old Doodle self. So Prince of Dog. Yeah, he is smiling. He's in a good mood today. He's doing well, Jules. But thank you for your concern. I'm going to put him over here because, see, we got a lot to go through, Doodle, and I have some extra stuff here. And so, time-wise, we need to fit all this stuff in, all right? And you're more than welcome to share anything here that's shareable. Certainly not the peppers, but we'll see. We'll see if there's something shareable here. Doodle, I can't pet you through the whole live stream because I have to do stuff, but you just see the top of his head. I think that says, if you could go back a little bit, let's see. I can't go back too much, but maybe that. Well, if Doodle comes up here, you'll be able to see him. I was hoping that, oops, wrong side. I was hoping that this would show on the camera, but it doesn't. It's below the camera, and I thought Julie would mention something about it. So we'll see if she still can. Not a great week for Doggos. Fang and Vader got into something too. Vader was throwing up. Fang was twitching and crying. Oh, I think it was mushrooms in the yard. Yeah, not mushrooms down here, but could be like berries there's all kinds of berries on trees, and they might be good for him and everything. I caught him eating grass out there. Who knows? Who really knows? So white rice. Oh, I heard it was brown rice. So you give him brown rice and they feel better. But like I said, it was a day. He was really listless. He didn't feel like doing anything. And this morning he got up and he was all excited to go out. So it is the smiley, Jules. The smiley. So if anybody else is wondering why I'm wearing a smiley pin, Julie can probably fill you in. I want to say that episode airs in September. So Julie and I had fun hunting down the elusive creator of the smiley face. And we did find them. So did I miss anybody? Grub Warp just walked in. Welcome, Grub Warp. Let's see. I don't think I missed anybody else. Good to have everybody here. Good to have Trippy Food East representing. We'll be back there soon. But, our new digs for a while, and hope the logistics work out okay. By the way, there was a tripod in my... What? No, maybe? Huh. I could have sworn I left. So, okay. So what Julie's talking about, the tripod in her car, is like I have this thing about losing tripods. So when I went to Cardiff, Wales, you guys may or may not remember the Cardiff, Wales episode that we did just it was a few weeks ago, where we enjoyed Welsh food in Cardiff, Wales. And so we took the train from Bristol. And when we first got to Cardiff, we decided we were going to get a cup of coffee. So we stopped at this really cool coffee shop in Cardiff and got coffee. I had my smaller tripod with me. I put it down on the table where we were having coffee. And then afterwards, we went down to the castle, Cardiff Castle. And then we went to, trying to remember what is it called? Bluebell. We went to the Bluebell and we had Welsh food. So while we were there, I was going to set up the camera and I realized that I didn't have my tripod. So Venki, who was with me, said, "Oh, well, we left it at the coffee shop. We can go back and get it on the way back to the train." So, okay. So we go back to the coffee shop on the way back to the train and the coffee shop is closed. And so we look in the window, can barely see the tripod. And, so lost one tripod. Now, on another recent trip out, we actually filmed a few things on this trip, but we went to Lake Webster, which also goes by this really, really long name. That episode will be up soon. We went to the New Ground Round, which just opened up in Massachusetts, which if you're from Massachusetts is a cool thing. And we're going to have an episode on that soon. And one of the other places we went was the Worcester Historical Museum, I think it's called. And so, like I said, we were on the hunt for it's on this side, I always get that mixed up. We're on the hunt for the creator of the smiley face, and they have a great exhibit on it and that. So that episode, I think, is coming out in September. But we were filming the outro outside, and Julie was on the balcony, and Julie was doing the outro. We were filming the outro on the balcony, and when we left, I swore that I left my tripod on there, but Julie says she found it in the car, and maybe she did, and maybe I did not lose it. Forgive my voice. I still have that phlegm thing happening, so I can still breathe through my nose and everything. That's all cool, but I still have that thing in the back of my throat. Claudia sometimes has to ask me to repeat myself sometimes, which is a blessing and a curse. She can't hear my loud voice, but she can't hear what I'm saying, so it's a blessing and a curse. So I still have a little bit of that. Wondering when that's going to clear up and everything. So forgive me if my voice is a little bit, kind of raspy, or I, have to drink a lot of water, which I seem to have forgotten. All right, we'll work that out. It is Sunday, 4 p.m. East Coast already. Yes, it is, Jared Tierno, and welcome. It is Sunday, 4 p.m. East Coast in Boston, in Trippy Food East. Here in, I don't know what we'll call this, Trippy Food South America. At Trippy Food South America, it is 3 p.m. At Trippy Food West, which technically doesn't exist anymore. It is 1 p.m. So we're just after 1 p.m. So let's see. Joshua Maxwell, I don't know if I caught you, but welcome, Joshua. Good to see you. Always good to see you. And Nashies is here. Let's see. Did I forget anybody? Got Garborp, got Nashies, got Joshua, got Jared. Okay, we're doing okay. Well, we got 12 people in the room already. That's pretty good for, not even 10 minutes in. I have a special treat that I'm going to start with. So, normally I start with our adult beverage, and we will typically start with the adult beverage, but I do have a special treat, and I'll give you a little bit of a story behind it. So, anyways, we're not in the city of Bogota. We are outside of the city of Bogota. We are an hour or so outside of the city of Bogota. And as you start getting more into the countryside, we're still in the Andes Mountains. So we're still at a high altitude. I think here where we are, it's about 7,000 feet above sea level. Bogota is 9,000 feet above sea level. But anyways, so we're in I would call it a rural area. It's a very old historic village that we're in. And so directly across the street from where we're staying, there is a field with a couple of cows in it. Now, that's not unusual. So usually we take a walk downtown, and when we're taking a walk downtown, we're passing horses and cows and stuff like that. And it's cars, trucks, horses, cows, the usual thing that you see in a big city. Anyways, so there's this field across the street. The house has a field next to it, and they have 2 cows in there. And there's a woman who goes out and tends those cows, and it turns out that she milks the cows, and she uses the cow's milk to make something called cuajada cheese. There's a town just outside of Bogota called Ubate. They are one of the largest cheese producers in Colombia. They're such a large producer of cheese that when you come to the rotary in the middle of, like when you're coming into the town in the rotary, in the middle of the rotary, there is a statue of a cow, because that's their bread and butter, to use a pun. Their bread and butter is cheese. They're famous for their cheese, all different kinds of cheese. But cuajada cheese is one of the cheeses they make here. And this woman who tends the cows across the street, she takes the milk from the cows and she makes cuajada cheese. So I will show you what that looks like. Here, this is just a slice of it. So you can kind of see those rings. It's because they kind of pour the milk into a bowl when it settles. And so it almost looks like a cake. So this is sort of like just, it's a slice. It's a slice of cake. This is cuajada cheese. Now, cuajada cheese is a fresh, high moisture cow's milk cheese. So it's sort of similar to, like, if you've had, what is the Mexican, the Oaxacan cheese? It's the same. It's like a high water content and very, very firm and crumbly. So almost like a feta, maybe, something like that. Or like cheese curds, where it has that kind of squeakiness, which is kind of cool. So the cheese is called cuajada, and then the substance on top of it, that kind of syrup, is called malao. And malao is made by melting panela. Panela, I think. Panela is, they take sugarcane and they dry out the sugarcane to get down to the sugar, and so you're stuck with this kind of brown sugar, and they put it in these little square vats, and that's called panela. So when you need some sugar, you just kind of maybe grate some of that off, and you melt some of it into different things to make that. And the way they make the malao is by melting the panela in the water, and then it becomes a syrup, and they put that on top of the cheese. So panela is very similar to, from a Mexican standpoint, it's very similar to piloncillo. So I don't know if you're familiar with piloncillo. It's usually this cone-shaped, hard sugar. The difference between like that kind of sugar where it's brown and brown sugar itself is brown sugar has molasses in it. So it doesn't have molasses in it. It's the cane. It's almost pure cane sugar. And so the malao is that sauce that they put on top of this that's made by melting down panela. So we're going to try a nice bite of this cuajada cheese with malao on top of it. So I'm sharing that with you. Didn't put it in the notes that we were going to do that, but we had some. It's fresh. It's right from across the street, and we're going to try this. And again, what we're looking for the cheese, you can see it's almost like cheesecake. I don't know if you can see that, kind of bright. I'm looking for squeak, like cheese curds. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Adam, welcome, Adam, by the way. I have not had camel's milk cheese. My friend Anshu has had camel's milk cheese, and I'm not sure, but you can check with, is Janice here? Did I see Janice come? Yeah, Janice is here. Janice, I remember, I think you went out to Oasis Camel Farm, I guess, Camel Ranch, whatever you want to call that. Did you have camel milk cheese when you were out there, Janice? Pretty sure you did. Yes, Jules, this cheese is from the Mexican city of Guadalajara. Well, it's not from a Mexican city, it's from a Colombian city. That is very good. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to be nibbling on this while I'm doing the live stream. So if you get a chance to try this, you find a Colombian restaurant somewhere that has cuajada cheese with malao, try it. Oh, that's good. And again, I'm not a big sweets kind of person. And this is like, it's like sugar and water mixed together. But somehow it works with the cheese. It's really, really good. Oasis Camel Dairy, yes. So Janice, did you get camel milk while you were there? No, it's good. So another thing they use panela for is they mix it in water, and they make something called agua panela. And I think there was one of the episodes that we filmed in Colombia previously where we had agua panela, which is it's a drink. It's water with panela mixed in. So it's like sugar water. It's more kind of reconstituted sugar water. Wasn't a big fan of that, but this is really, really good. Hey, Claudia's here. It's Mrs. Trippy Food, Claudia, otherwise, AKA Baby Girl. Welcome, Claudia. Glad you could join us. Let's see, who else we got? Nashies, I mentioned you, I hope, right? Let's see. They aren't allowed to serve milk to the public because it isn't commercially pasteurized. Bastards! That's too bad. Oh, and Claudia and Julie are talking, and I missed that because I was busy yapping. So we're at around 316. We have 14 people in the room. That's always nice. And again, just checking with you guys. Logistics are okay. Not too echoey. The sound is good. The lighting is good. Well, again, we're trying something new. Last time we kind of rearranged some cardboard and stuff like that. Now we have this light diffusing curtain in front of us. And I think from what I can see, it looks pretty good, but I don't know about on your end. So just let me know. Let me know how the logistics are. All right, I'm going to kind of put this off to the side here because we got a lot to get through today, and we're going to start with our adult beverage. Can we see? No, we can't see that. I got to find something, high up, table or something to put over here so that you guys can see this stuff. This is our adult beverage that we are going to start. There we go. This is our adult beverage that we are going to start with. Good, great. Hair could use some gel, though. Well, Jules, we can check. We can check with Claudia if my hair needs gel. But so this, I know we said this was a Colombian live stream or Colombian Treats live stream, but this is actually from Scotland. So you can find a lot of interesting things here that aren't necessarily from here, and this is one of them. So let's see, they make camel milk lotions and soap with their camel milk, and they also had that candy. I remember there was like a date camel milk candy that you had. I think you gave me one of those. And whoa, did you just change your profile pic? Did I? My profile pic? Are you talking to me? Did I change my profile pic or whom, Jared? Because my profile pic for the channel should be the Portland Trippy Food logo. So that's like the Portland, Oregon sign with the white stag, but white stag cut into cuts of meat or something. So, and I think it's still the same. I don't think I changed anything. Oh, Jules, Jared's talking to you. Okay, got it. Makes perfect sense now. All right. So again, this is not obviously from Colombia. This is from Scotland, which is kind of cool. This is Innis and Gunn Scottish Golden Beer. And, usually you get something like this and it sounds like something very, very ancient from the 1700s or whatever. But I think the brewery is relatively new. Innis and Gunn was founded in 2003 by Dougal Gunn Sharp in Edinburgh, however you choose to say that. I think it's Edinburgh, in Edinburgh, Scotland. So again, it is a new brewery, 2003. But our question is, what is the oldest brewery in Scotland? What is the oldest brewery in Scotland? All right, so we're going to try this. This is the original. This beer is single malt whiskey cask matured to unlock natural hints of vanilla, toffee, and oak. And who doesn't like oak? I don't know if there's natural hints of vanilla and toffee, but obviously there's like bubbles in there. But there's not vanilla and toffee in whiskey casks. So I'm not sure. I guess they just say it tastes like that. Single malt whiskey cask matured master brewers. They signed it, so it must be important. And again, the government of Colombia says that this has excess alcohol as per I think like something Department of Health, something along those lines. And there's a lot of other wording here. This is, what is the ABV on this? It is 6.6 ABV. All right, so let's get that open. Let's try to get that open. Yeah, you get splinters from that oak. The camel milk chocolate dates were from Dubai. Oh, wow. But did you get them at the same place though? Did you get them at the Camel Dairy? Nice smell. Got to find my Trippy Food Beer Tornado glass. Doesn't that look nice? Has a really nice smell. All right, here we go. Almost fruity. Kind of desserty. Is that a real word? Desserty? Kind of desserty. By the way, I have this window open just so we can get a nice, cool air in here. But if it gets too noisy with the wind or something, let me know. I'll shut it. It's not a big deal. That's really nice. That's really nice. It's really mellow. It's a higher ABV, so it's a 6.6. So you would think it would have more of an alcohol bite, and it doesn't. It almost has like a nutty taste. So I'm not getting like vanilla so much. Toffee, I can see that. But to me, it's like there's a sweetness to it, and there's kind of a nuttiness to it as well. That's really nice. That would be like a good beer to serve like with a fruit plate, fruit or nuts, or even like charcuterie. I think it would be good with charcuterie and everything. So like I wouldn't serve that with a meal. I wouldn't serve that with like meat or anything else like that. I don't think it would stand up to meat. And I don't think it's light enough to make like a beer for dessert, but it's really good. And I'm going to go ahead and give that a thumbs up, a big thumbs up. And Tiny Val agrees. All right. So my question was, what is the oldest brewery in Scotland? Let's see. Janice Yamanaka says Belhaven Brewery. Julie Couture says oldest brewery, Old Scotland's Kill Pub, established 1509. Not many people know that. Right, Jules? Let's see. The cows having a party, getting rowdy. Can you hear them? Are the cows mooing? I would think if the cows are, I have that window open too. I have that window open too. I have the curtain in front of it just so that I don't get backlit. But the cows are just right across the street. So if they are mooing, you will hear them, I think. Oh, thank you, Janice. Janice posted her camel milk chocolate dates video. So check that out. All righty. So let's continue on. Do some housekeeping here. And we are going to do something very, very special. So this is a fruit that grows in South America and other places now. And this is called a custard apple. And is anybody familiar with this? Has anybody actually seen one of these before? The custard apple? So the custard apple, it's a variety of species. So there's more than one thing that's called custard apple. It's a variety of species of edible fruit in the genus Annona, which includes soursop. And the plant is believed to be a native. This plant is believed to be a native of Ecuador and Peru. So again, this is directly related to soursop. What is the Spanish name for soursop, which is another fruit that's popular here in Colombia? So the thing about these are, once you open this up, there's some black seeds inside, and they're surrounded by this kind of white fruit. And you just eat the white fruit that's around it. Now, when these ripen, they just fall apart. So I see if I can do this with, like you don't need a knife, you don't need anything else. It like literally falls apart. Let's see if I can do this without making a total mess. It just literally just falls apart. And so that white pulpy stuff inside is what you eat. So let's try this. Okay, I got my spoon handy. All right, so basically what I'm going to do, let's see if I can show you this. I'm basically going to take this with a spoon, and I'm going to scoop some of these up. And you don't want to eat the seeds. You can see there's black seeds in there. And we just kind of work around the, oh my God, that's good. And when we spit out the black seeds, I was going to say like watermelon. It almost look like watermelon seeds. Some of the seeds in these types of fruit can be toxic, but not if you don't split them open. Yes, Julie, you don't want to eat the outside and you don't want to eat the seeds. Those are toxic, so you can have those. I think we shared our story of Julie eating the taro root uncooked, which, you know, I think quickly realized that you're not supposed to, but we didn't know. We were at, Jules, where did we buy that? That was at the Latin American grocery. We got that, I think it was, the taro root, and it looked like coconut. And so Julie thought it was coconut and just like started taking a couple bites of it. Goes, this doesn't taste like coconut at all. And we looked it up what it was, because it wasn't called taro, it was called something else. And we looked it up and discovered that it was in fact taro, and you do have to cook it or it can be toxic. So after she already had a couple bites, I don't think it hurt her any. This is delicious. This is absolutely delicious. I am going to eat this whole thing because it doesn't last too long. Once it's ripe like this and it splits open, we got to eat it. Yes, Julie, yo, literally died. That's so good. A lot of work if you don't want to take the seeds out. It's worth it though. That is absolutely delicious. I'll be nibbling on that today too. That's so good. All right, so my question was, again, the custard apple, or there's a bunch of different fruit in that same group of the Annona family that are called custard apple. One of them is soursop, and what was the Spanish name for soursop? Let's see. Nashi said chamoya. Julie said guanabana. Janice said guanabana, which is more like manamana. I think you're right. So yes, it is in fact guanabana. I trust that you're all doing that in the background. Hey, it's JD Senior 1828. Now, I'm only guessing who you are by your initials, JD. And if I am correct, then John, it is good to see you too, and welcome. All right, cool. Good to see you here in sunny Colombia. Now, the thing about me saying it is sunny Colombia is same amount of daylight every day. I think it's like 5:30 to 5:30, 12 hours, exactly 12 hours. We're kind of on the equator, or not far from the equator. Same amount of daylight. I think it's like something like 5:30 to 5:30, maybe 6 to 6, something like that. And because of the climate, we're in the Andes Mountains. Because of the altitude, same climate all year round. Like some of the lower elevations and everything can get really hot, get humid and everything. But up here, up in the mountains, where we are now is about 7,000 feet. And so I look at the weather every day. Chance of rain, a high of 70 degrees every single day, exactly the same. I could really get used to this. It's really, I mean, honestly, there's no complaints. So sometimes you get caught in the rain, doesn't last too long and everything, but it's just amazing having the same amount of sunlight every day, having the same temperatures every day and everything. It's wonderful. So Andes Mountains, where Andes Kendall, now Andy, you're talking about the Andes mints, and maybe they're made that. I don't know. That could be true, Jules. So I know you're joking around, but that could be true. So you have to be careful that you might actually be telling the truth. All right, that is absolutely delicious, man. Yesterday there's a farmer's market. They just call it the mercado. It's not a farmer's market. It's just the market, which is different than a grocery store, right? So they don't call the grocery stores markets, but the market is it's like a farmer's market. They had the most amazing roasted corn. I can't even describe to you. Like the corn down here is not like the yellow corn that they have in the United States. Nothing like that at all. It's like big uneven kernels that corn taste, and they roast it. So it's not really like elote. It's like it's roasted on a grill. I can't even describe it without having to get up and change my pants. I mean, it's that good. So Claudia and I went to the market yesterday. We're walking around. That's where I actually got the custard apple, and we got an ear of corn, and it was just it was a life-changing experience, essentially. I wanted to circle back to something that Nashi's mentioned. She mentioned chamoya. Chamoya is another fruit in that same family of custard apple. So in that same family, chamoya is in that family. So as a matter of fact, I think when we were walking down towards to the downtown area, there was we saw a plant that had chamoya on it. It's a little bit different. It looks like scales instead of these kind of bumpy things here. But it is in the same family. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they might call that sweet sop, but I'm not sure if that's what it is. Yeah, Colombia is beautiful, John. It is it's incredibly beautiful. I wish I could show you. Out my window, the view isn't so great. Out the living room window, oh my God, it's incredible. It's absolutely beautiful. I got to figure out some way so that I can do videos and show you pictures and stuff while I'm doing the live stream. I know you can do that because I know Matt has the capability of doing it, and I have the software to do that. I just, I haven't gotten around to playing around with that. I'm kind of reluctant to do that live and to play around with that and not mess up the whole live stream. So, well, I will figure that out. We miss you here, but happy to hear all is well. Well, I hope all is well there too, John. We miss you. We miss you as well. So can I pet those cows when I get here or what? I mean, they're, it's just like a barbed wire fence, and they stick their head over the fence, and I don't see why you can't pet them. I don't think they're killer cows. I don't think they'll bite you to death or anything like that. So yeah, I think you probably can pet them. That'd probably be okay. All right, let's get into snack number 2. And our grab bag today is from Tiendas de Uno, and or what we say, Tiendas D1. So tiendas is stores, and these are D1 stores, and the D is for discount. So they call them discount stores. And it's mostly they do have stuff like tools and household stuff, and then food. But it's not as large as a big grocery store and everything. But they call them discount stores, and you get a lot of different unusual groceries. So the bag, our grab bag here, is from D1. We call it D1. It is Day Uno. And our first snack, let's see. Oh, it's this. All right. It's like Christmas. Is these. And these are TOSH Fusión de Cereales crackers. And so there's 4 cereals. It is trigo, arroz, avena, and maíz, which is wheat, rice, oats, and corn. And it also has almendras, which is almonds, and linaza, which is flaxseed. So our basic crackers with 4 different grains, flaxseed and almonds. We're gonna try these. Hello, kitty. Welcome. They look good. They smell good. You can see the little flax seeds in there. Oh, you're right, Jules. I need to. Oh, those are good. Oh man, those are good. You could take all those different grains, contribute to that flavor of that. Just a little bit of salt on that. Really not. Well, let's see. Do they have a warning on it? They do. Excess sodium. That is really nice. Oh yeah. Now, some people don't mind a mouthful of cracker, and they're really good if you want to eat them like that. Can't see eating a lot like that, but if you want to put stuff on them, or put these on with a charcuterie board, I think they go really well. I'm going to take Julie's advice or Julie's suggestion, and I'm going to put a piece of this cuajada cheese on top of this. I would put some of that custard apple on it, but I'd have to get it out of the seeds and everything, and that's just too much work right now. I mean, no one got that kind of time. All right, here we go. So, cuajada cheese on top of these TOSH Fusión de Cereales. Oh, okay. So I neglected to tell you a little bit about the company. So the company is Compañía de Galletas Noel. It was founded as Fábrica Nacional de Galletas y Confits in Medellin, Colombia, as a 10-person collaborative back in 1916. The name was changed by contest in 1924. The winner, obviously, got Compañía de Galletas Noel. The TOSH product line was introduced in 1998. So, trivia question, as long as we're talking about cereals that are in here. What popular cereal is made with either rice, corn, or wheat? What popular cereal is made with either rice, corn, or wheat? Let's take a bite of this. I did though, just now. For some reason, this cracker brings up the sweetness of the malao. Give me 1 second. I have to deal with some copyrighted music. All right, we're done. That's okay. That is good. Those crackers bring out the sweetness. I think maybe like a sharper cheese would go better on those crackers, because the crackers, while not quite savory, they have that certain saltiness in it, like a piece of Iberico ham, and maybe in like a sharp cheddar cheese on that. Yeah. Those are really good. Thumbs up. And that was Tosh like Peter Tosh, but maybe they are. Who knows? It's okay. It's all right. All right. So, a trivia question was, what popular cereal is made with either rice, corn, or wheat? So let's see. Janice Yamanaka said Chex. Julie said Chex. Those are the only guesses, and it is in fact Chex. So Chex cereal was first produced by Ralston Purina, yes, the dog food company. It was first, or actually, they make all kinds of animal food, right? Puppy chow and monkey chow and stuff. First produced by the Ralston Purina Company in 1936 as Shredded Ralston, but they renamed it to Chex in 1950. The product line was sold to General Mills in 1997. So there you go. Hey, John King is here. And Adam says Bran Flakes. Do they have I don't think they have a brand Chex. I think Chex is only rice, wheat, and corn right now. They should have an oat one too. I don't think they do. And they come out with different flavors like vanilla and stuff like that, with cinnamon. But I don't think they've actually changed the cereal. And I could be wrong, but what are the odds of that happening? All right, we had so much good stuff going on here. This is like, we can't lose today. Well, we might at the end, but just hold that thought. So much going on here, so much good stuff. All right, let's go back into our Tiendas B1 bag. And we are going to do this. See if we can get a shot there of this. Do a little housekeeping here. Housekeeping! All right. So this is, the company is Prona Sur. Not a lot of information on this company, by the way. Prona Sur, it's casaritas de avena, which technically means little oatmeal house. I don't get it either. It's not like there's a picture of an oatmeal house on there, but casaritas de avena means little oatmeal house. It's an oatmeal cookie, essentially an oatmeal cookie. Now this one, it's not just oats. So the ingredients are wheat flour, oats, sugarcane syrup, and quinoa. As far as sugarcane syrup goes, it's kind of going to be like that. So this is interesting. Like my taste buds, oatmeal cookie is one of my oatmeal raisin cookie is one of my favorite. This does not look like an oatmeal raisin cookie. This has wheat flour, sugarcane syrup, and quinoa in it. I don't think it's going to taste like, my oatmeal cookie, but there we go. So speaking of oatmeal cookies, whose cookbook brought oatmeal cookies into the mainstream? Again, whose cookbook? Let's try that again in English. What did I say that was? 6.6 ABV? Whose cookbook brought oatmeal cookies into the mainstream? I'd love to hear more about what your favorite dish might be down there. Oh, my favorite dish down here? That's easy, John. My favorite dish down here is something, please forgive my Spanish, it's not great, is pescuezo de gallina redeño. It is a stuffed chicken neck. And what they do is they take the chicken's neck and they cut it off at the base. They take out the meat and the bones. They leave the skull in. And then they use that skin sort of as a sausage casing, and they put chicken blood, rice, peas, and then, tiny chopped up potatoes. They put that inside that. They sew the end up and then they roast that, like a sausage. And then they cut it into segments. And oh my God, I don't even want to talk about it. So I think it was last week. It was last week or the week before. I can't remember. We were walking down. They had the market down in the village square, and so they had longaniza, which is a longaniza, which is a sausage. They had chorizo, morcilla, which is the blood sausage, and then they also had these stuffed chicken necks. And so we got one, and I had it for lunch, and I was in heaven. Claudia actually likes those. She doesn't like the way it looks, especially when it has a chicken head on it. So if I was to take it and just kind of like cut it in half, and then just take the stuff out from the inside and not even give it the chicken skin, just the stuff on the inside, she loves it. It's just that she does not want to see a chicken's head on her plate. But absolutely delicious. And Jules, when you come down here, you're going to eat those and you're going to love them. So you do not want to take shelter in a little oatmeal house in a rainstorm. I do not. No, they just fall apart. Let's just go everywhere. Did anyone else join that I neglected? Did anyone else ask me a question that I neglected? So we're at almost 6,100 subscribers. We're getting up there. Or maybe it's 6,050, something like that. 6,050 subscribers. So we're still climbing, and we're still at a place where I can comfortably address everybody in the chat. Everybody who leaves comments and everything, I can address all of them. So it's not like if you've ever been on like LA Beast, you've ever been on one of his live streams? He's got like 3 million subscribers, right? So when he does a live stream, it's like you can see the chat going like this, right? If you ask him if you ask a question and he just doesn't happen to be looking at it at the time, it's off the screen and he's not going to see it. So we're still at a comfortable level where our community is, or at least our online community in the live chat is small enough that I can keep up with the questions and comments and stuff that you guys have. And when somebody comes into the room, make sure that I recognize them. So keep me honest. And if I miss anybody, if somebody asks a question and I don't see it or something, just keep me honest and let me know, hey, Val, you didn't answer Adam Hep's question, or whatever. So here we go. All right, oatmeal cookie, which is not an oatmeal cookie, which is in a little house of oatmeal. Ooh, that's hard. That is solid. Maybe you're supposed to dip it in milk or something. That is definitely not like an oatmeal cookie. Because to me, oatmeal cookie is soft. Like if you hold it like that in your fingers, it's going to break off, right? I've never had a hard oatmeal cookie. I think I'm tasting more of the quinoa than the oatmeal. There's wheat in there. This is not your grandmother's oatmeal cookie. This is something completely different. It's good. I mean, the texture, it's like a really hard texture, really crunchy texture. And again, you taste those other grains in there. It almost tastes like sesame. That's what it is. Almost tastes like sesame. There's no sesame in there. It almost tastes like sesame. And so you can imagine you're eating an oatmeal cookie and you're expecting it to taste like an oatmeal cookie. It tastes like sesame. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that, you have to step out of your comfort zone of thinking, I grew up eating oatmeal cookies. I know what oatmeal cookies taste like. That doesn't taste like an oatmeal cookie, so it's bad. It's not bad. It's just different. It's just completely different. Different enough that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give that a thumbs up. Now, we're going to try something here because Julie had a good suggestion and we have enough of this cheese. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try to put that cheese on this cookie. So let's try this and see how that goes. I will tell you, Julie, when you come here, we'll get you some cheese. Oh, it's delicious. So far, everything here is outstanding. This is really, really nice. Okay. The question I asked, whose cookbook brought oatmeal cookies into the mainstream? Let's see what those guesses were. Julie said Betty Crocker. John King said Betty Crocker. Janice Yamanaka said very specifically the Fannie Merritt Farmer's 1896 Boston Cooking School Cookbook. Well, I'm sorry, Janice, but it was in fact the Boston Cooking School Cookbook by Fannie Farmer in 1896. It sounds exactly like what you said, but different. It's the same, but different. Yes, it was Fannie Farmer. Jules, now I'm not imagining this, but there was a product line called Fannie Farmer in Boston area. When we were growing up. Was it a candy? I can't remember what it was. And I don't know if they still make stuff under the Fannie Farmer name. Jules, do you know? Fannie Farmer is still going strong. No, right, but what is the product that they're known for? No, I want to say it's candy, and I'm guessing packaged cookies and brownies. And I imagine that it's only like it's really popular in Boston, not because it was in the Boston Cooking School Cookbook. It's just that you have those regional things. You have those things that only people like Hood Milk. Unless you grew up in the Boston area, you're not going to have any idea what Hood Milk is, or if you've never been to a Friendly's, right? Although I did see Friendly's ice cream in a grocery store in California. So I think that they're probably selling their ice cream nationally, but to go into a Friendly's, which is basically an ice cream and sandwich shop. And I think there's not a lot of them left anymore. There was one at Logan Airport. Last time I went through Logan Airport, the one that was there is gone. So I don't know if there's any left at all. Jules, how many, are there many of the Friendlies left in the Boston area? Do you know? I have to rely on Julie for Boston stuff. All right. How many snacks was that? There was one, two, the cheese didn't count. 1, 2, 3, 3, I think. Yes, 3. No, I'm missing something here. 2, 1, 2, 3. Should be 3. Oh, right. Okay. 3. So we're gonna do one more snack and then we're off to our soft drink. This would be interesting. The company is Muii, M-U-I-I. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct or not. Muii brownies. This is Tradición 1915. 1915. Tradición 1915. This is an alfajor chocolate relleno con dulce de leche, which is stuffed with dulce de leche, which is sort of like caramel with milk added to it. Let's see, any other information on there? Yeah, excess sugar and excess saturated fat. Can you imagine, seriously, can you imagine in the United States, if you went to the grocery store and all the products had these warnings on these little black stop signs that said excess sugar, excess saturated fat, excess alcohol, excess sodium, we would think twice about a lot of the products we buy. But here in Colombia, every single thing you buy, let's see, there's the excess sodium, there's the excess sugar and the excess saturated fat, and the beer, they do theirs differently. It's down at the bottom. This is excess alcohol. So yeah, interesting. So anyways, this is an alfajor, and Muii Brownies was founded in 2007 by Nicholas Roa and Alejandra Paredes in Zipaquirá, Colombia. Now, if you've heard the term if you heard the name Zipaquirá, it's a town, I want to say about an hour outside of Bogota. And what they're famous for is there were salt mines that were there. And after they were done using the salt mines, they converted the salt mine to a cathedral. So they call it Catedral de Sal, Cathedral of Salt. And you can take tours and you go down into the salt mines, and all the different rooms are like, they kind of made it into a cathedral. So that's a big tourist attraction in Zipaquirá, Colombia. But obviously, Muii Brownies is in Zipaquirá as well. Now, what is an alfajor? An alfajor is a confection with no emphasis on the whore. Is a confection typically made of flour, honey, and nuts. It is found throughout South America and in the Philippines, southern France, Spain, the Dominican Republic, and El Salvador. So, my question is, which country is the world's largest consumers of alfajores, which are these? So typically it's supposed to be round, so it looks like I guess it looks like a ring ding, but we will see when we open this up if how traditional it is. Not that kind of brownies, nashies. One in Haverhill. Is that the only one that's left in the whole Boston area? Is the one in oh, this is all broken up. That's a bummer. It got all broken up. Look at that. All right, let's see if we can salvage this. It looks like really powdery, so it looks like it's gonna like fall apart. So you can kind of see what they were going for here, right? So it's covered in chocolate and it's stuffed with like, what do I call that? Dulce de leche, which is like caramel with milk added. I don't know what the powdery thing is though. That's kind of a mess. All right, let's see. That powdery stuff, it's every bit as dry as you would think it is. It's like eating cake mix. Not cake batter, cake mix. I agree, John, but can you imagine that in the US? Can you imagine that, like them putting that warning on. You go into the grocery store and you just see rows and rows of shelves with that warning on it. I'm not going to say that here the food is like the food you buy in the grocery store is better per se. A lot of stuff is like if you go to a fast food restaurant, and they have the same fast food restaurants as they have in the US, they have KFC here, they have Burger King here, they have Domino's Pizza here, they have McDonald's here. But those same restaurants, the food is so much better. Like in McDonald's here, you can get fried chicken, and it's really good. So I'm not sure why. It seems like every other country I visited, every single other country I visited where I've stopped into McDonald's, the food was much, much better than it is in the United States. So I don't know why. You would think that the United States would be very, very, very strict about, they have very, very strict food laws, like the Food and Drug Act of 1909 and stuff like that. They're very, very strict laws. You would think that the food would be better in the United States, but I found that it's really not. And again, because you have these warning labels on it, you can see that there's still stuff with excess sodium and excess salt and stuff like that. But at least they tell you. That is really good. I am not a big fan, as you know, I'm not a big fan of caramel, one of my kryptonites. But really nice flavors. That chocolate is really good. Not like pukey Hershey chocolate. That powdery kind of filling is really interesting, not in a bad way, but that chocolate really makes it. That chocolate is really, really good. And the chocolate really, really makes it. That's going to get thumbs up. And I am not going to eat that with the cuajada cheese. I'm just not going to do it, and you can't make me. All right. Just like Japanese Kit Kats are better, the chocolate is always better and less waxy. Well, again, it depends on who's making the chocolate. So I know that, I'm trying to remember what product it is, but some products are made by Hershey's in the US, but by Nestle's in other countries like Europe. And I'm not saying Europe as a country, I'm saying other countries like countries in Europe. And typically the chocolate made by Nestle's is much better than the chocolate made by Hershey's. The problem with the chocolate made by Hershey's is that for some reason, and I'm not sure why, they sour the milk before they make the milk chocolate. They sour the milk. And I don't know why, but it always gives the Hershey's chocolate that kind of pukey taste, like baby vomit. And I'm not sure why. But and I know you're saying to yourself, Val, how do you know what baby vomit tastes like? Obviously, you've never raised a baby if you don't know what baby vomit tastes like. It's surprising when it hits, but but it happens. So there we go. I think Hershey's, yeah, exactly, Nashies. Hershey's versus Nestle. You're absolutely correct. True, same in Austria. Yeah, absolutely, John. Did you go to like a McDonald's in Austria or one of the American fast food restaurants in Austria, John? Baby vomit is like Parmesan. A little bit, yeah. I can see where you could say that, like kind of that sharp taste. So you're familiar with it too, Nashies, I see. All right, we got some cool stuff here. And this table, you can't see this table, but it is a mess. So we have like cuajada cheese and the malao all over the place and the crumbly stuff and the custard apple, which I'm going to nibble on and eat the rest of that because it's absolutely delicious. But it is time now. Oh, I'm sorry, I did not answer the question. The question was, which country is the world's largest consumer of alfajores? Let's see what the answers were. Janice Yamanaka said Argentina. Looks like that's the only answer. Argentina is one of the world's largest consumers of alfajores. So, and actually, I've had them before from Argentina. My friend Ricardo, who is originally from Argentina, when I was working in Oregon, he brought some back and he gave me one of them. They were a little bit smaller. The ones that he brought back a little bit smaller, but absolutely delicious. But again, from Argentina. It's kind of like there's some dishes that are the same in different countries. I mean, the same. They have the same dish, but it's like drastically different in other countries. So arepas are different in other countries. And arepas are even different within Colombia. Trying to feed the ospreys in the yard, got sardine juice all over myself. Are they eating though, Jules? I mean, will they eat stuff that you give them? Oh, you did eat the now. John, correct me if I'm wrong, because like I said, in Colombia, the McDonald's has different offerings. So did the McDonald's in Austria have different offerings, or was it the same stuff like Big Mac, quarter pounder with cheese? Did it have the same stuff, or did they have different things? All right, so it is time. Just take another sip of beer. Everything has been outstanding so far. Well, it's time for our soft drink, which is this. And this is, you can see by the label there, it is Brisa is the product line. And you can see another warning label. This one is contains edulcorantes, which is, I think, artificial coloring is what that is. Contains artificial, they even tell you when it contains artificial coloring. So this is Brisa con gas manzana. So so the thing is, when you ask for water, like you're gonna go to a restaurant, you say agua por favor, and they say con gas or sin gas. So con gas means it's carbonated or it's sparkling water, right? And then sin gas means just plain water, right? And so when you buy bottles of water in the store, they tell you whether it's carbonated or it's not. So this says con gas, which means it is carbonated, and manzana is the flavor, and manzana is apple. So this is apple flavored sparkling water. I remember. It wasn't the first time I was in the UK, but it was one of the first times I was in the UK. The first time I was in Liverpool, and I went into a restaurant and I asked for some water, and they said sparkling, and I said no, thank you. And he said still, and I said yes, I still want the water, but he meant still water, just like regular water. They call it still. So every country has their own thing. You have sin gas and con gas. You have sparkling and still, whatever. I put a plate out and they're circling. There's two of them. Maybe they smell. Can they smell it? I don't know. If you're standing there, they're not going to come down, but we'll see. But there's a good chance crows will come down and get that too. So it's food. They smell it. Maybe you get a vulture too. They did meat better, and they had a sausage sandwich. Not bad. Yeah, exactly. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. McDonald's started in the United States. You would think they'd have plenty of time to perfect that and but maybe it's just in the mass production or something. I have no idea. But for some reason, it's always better in other countries. Sweet babies that could claw my. Yes, they could. I would still like that. Yes, that's exactly what happened. I always have Topo Chico in my fridge. Yeah, that's good too. I think that's made in Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. And you can get Topo Chico down here as well. I hear Topo Chico, and some of you aren't going to be old enough to remember this, but I hear Topo Chico, and I see Topo Chico, and I think Topo Chico. Coming up next is Topo Chico. Here, extra points if you know who Topo Chico is. Topo Chico. Who's Topo Chico? All right, so we're going to try this. Brisa con gas. Brisa is in English is breeze, so it's breeze is the product line. Aqua Brisa was initially a product line of the Cerveceria Bavaria. Cerveceria Bavaria is the largest brewery in South America, and it was initial product line of Cerveceria Bavaria. It was founded in 1889 by Leo Kopp in Bogota, Colombia. But the product line was acquired by the Coca-Cola Company in 2009. So now this is a product of the Coca-Cola Company. So again, Cerveceria Bavaria, the makers of Aguila. I don't think they make Club Colombia. I could be mistaken. But largest beer brewery in South America. But who is the current owner of Bavaria Brewery, or Cerveceria Bavaria? Who is the current owner? All right, well, that is con gas. No lies there. Let's put that in a glass and let it breathe. Yes, John, from the Ed Sullivan Show, Topo Gigio was a puppet mouse. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was Italian. And maybe he spoke with this kind of Italian accent. Topo Gigio. Coming up next, Topo Gigio. And after that, the Rolling Stones. Good old Ed Sullivan. Most people will not remember Ed Sullivan. But I was a kid. I think, like 4 years old when the Beatles appeared on Ed Sullivan. I was older than that when it was like 67 or something like that when the Rolling Stones appeared on there. A lot of the big name bands appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show. And Ed wasn't really happy with a lot of them. There's a story about the Doors where the Doors were going to perform on the Ed Sullivan Show, and there was a song. Let's see, what was the song? I think it was "Light My Fire," and something about "Baby, I Want to Take You Higher" or something like that. And they thought it was like a drug reference, and Ed Sullivan said, "No, you're not going to do that song. We don't want you to do that song." And they go on stage and they do that song, and they don't cut the words or anything else. And then I guess backstage somebody said to one of the Doors something equivalent of "You're never going to do the Ed Sullivan Show again," and they said, "We already did." Yeah, exactly, Nashis. And then the other story is the Rolling Stones. Of course, the Rolling Stones were going to do "Let's Spend the Night Together," and they said, "No, that sounds too suggestive and everything. So we want you to change the lyrics. We want you to change the." So we want you to say, "Let's spend some time together." And what Mick Jagger did was when he sang it, he said, "Let's spend some together." He didn't actually say a word at all. He just said, "Let's spend some together," which sounded more suggestive than the original lyrics anyway. So a lot of people getting an end round around Ed Sullivan. But anyways, here we go. Brisa con gas manzana. Apple carbonated water. That's sweet. That's unusually sweet. I don't think, does it have artificial sweetener in it? 0 calories. 0 sugar. There's something sweet in there. What the hell is it? That's nutritional information. Ingredients. Let's see. I'm guessing it is. It doesn't taste like, aspartame. It's aspartame. Okay. It's aspartame, which is what's in Diet Coke. Not Coke Zero, Diet Coke. Sometimes I wish I didn't sweeten it at all. It's not as bad as stevia. Because stevia has that chemical taste, but at the same time, it definitely tastes like an artificial sweetener. And I think if you're going to make a sparkling water with apple in it, I think it's going to be better. So I don't know that kind of the fact that it has the aspartame in it, and has that kind of artificial sweetener in there. Not really crazy about that. I'm going to give that a thumbs in the middle. They could kick up the apple taste a little bit as well. I just don't like that sweetness in there that doesn't have to be in there. If you're going to use apple, the apple has enough natural sweetness, I think, in the flavor. It's going to be fine. So that's going to get a thumbs on the middle from you. Not really a big fan of that. Yeah. All right. So my question was, who is the current owner of the Bavaria Brewery? Let's see. I see a lot of Ed Sullivans there, but they're not. Ed Sullivan was not the owner of the Bavaria Brewery. Janice Yamanaka says the Swinkles family. That might be true. I'm not sure. It looks like she's the only one to answer that question. It is, in fact, Anheuser-Busch InBev, which basically owned the world, but it's Anheuser-Busch InBev. So Janice, you can look for me and tell me, do the Swinkle family own Anheuser-Busch InBev? It's possible that they do. I would think the Anheuser or Busch families would own that, but I could be wrong. It happens sometimes. Coke Zero tastes more like Tab. Yeah, exactly. And Tab was sweetened with saccharin. So the reason they took it off the market was because saccharin was banned. So they took it off the market. I think Tab kind of came back for a little while, and I'm not sure what they put in for a sweetener because saccharin was already banned at that point. Yeah, not crazy about that. Let's do this because we always do this. We have to do this. State law, country law, whatever. I don't have high hopes about this. I think it's going to taste like watered down beer. Yeah, that's not good. That accentuates that artificial sweetener, the aspartame. It accentuates it. The apple taste does come out more, but then there's also that beer taste underneath it, and it looks like the two of those things have no business playing together. I don't think so. It's just unnaturally sweet. Not digging it. And that's not bad. It's not like it's bitter or, it's not like this horrid taste or anything, but it's not great. Yeah. That's going to be because it's not horrid, it's going to be a thumbs down trending upward slightly. But nobody mixes those two things together. Even here, they take Colombiana soda, which is the champagne cola, and they mix it with beer, which is typically the Aguila beer, which is made, by the way, by the Cerveceria Bavaria, and they make a drink called Rafajo. And this isn't even cut Rafajo. So it's gonna be a no for me. All right, let's get back into our snacks. How are we doing on time? We got about 45 minutes left. We're in good shape. Oh, 1 second. Okay. It's a message from Julie. I just want to make sure everything's okay. Oh, God. That's funny. She, hang on. Oh, there's the osprey. So she put out some sardines for the osprey, but then she said there's a picture of a turkey vulture in the yard. So the turkey vulture smelled the sardines, which brought them into the yard. There's not a picture of anything eating the sardines, so I can't tell if one of the two of those things ate the sardines or not, but that's pretty funny. So thanks, Jules, for the picture. The Swinkels family owned the Bavaria Brewery in Leidschhout, Netherlands. The Bavaria Brewery Company in Colombia is owned by Anheuser-Busch InBev. I didn't realize that there was more than one Bavaria brewery, so that's my bad, Janice. So you are correct, of course. Not exactly correct for Colombia, but still correct. All right, back to our snacks. So let's see what's next on the list here. We did our alfajores. We did our Brisa, manzana, agua con gas. What is next? Oh, this. Okay, this is interesting. So, and you probably recognize this by the outside what these are. So this is Natri is the product line, Natri, Natri. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is Natri, and it is batata, yuca, morada, y arracacha fried snacks. It was pasabocas fritos, which are fried snacks. So, but batata, yuca, morada, and arracacha. All right. So batata is sweet potato. It's just the Spanish name for sweet potato. Yuca, morada. Yuca is yuca. It's a root vegetable. You've probably seen it in the grocery store. It kind of has a brown skin on it. It looks like a big stick, but it's actually a really, really nice substitute for potato. And you have to cook it. Can't eat that raw, Jules. Don't eat. If you get yuca, don't eat it raw. And arracacha is you don't find that in the United States. It is an Andean root vegetable. And again, we are in the Andes, but probably more closer to like Peruvian Andean root vegetable. So something you're not going to be familiar with and not see. So apparently there are fried snacks. So they're like potato chips, except they're made with other root vegetables. Natri is a product line of Tiendas de Uno. And that's Tiendas de Uno, where we got the bag. And Tiendas de Uno is a chain of discount stores. It was founded in Medellin, Colombia by Michel Olmi y Luis Boudet in 2009. And so they're kind of like, they have a lot of groceries in there. It's a small store, but it's, I wouldn't, I think discount store, I think of like a dollar store. It's not even like the dollar store. It's just like some lower priced items and stuff. But they have a pretty well, for the size of the store, they're pretty well stocked with food. And then they have other items as well, tools and household stuff and stuff like that. So since these are made with 3 root vegetables, what is the most commonly consumed root vegetable in the United States? What is the most commonly consumed root vegetable in the United States? Now, I will tell you that there are at least two other, I can't remember what the names are. Trader Joe's has one, and they're like, I think they do taro, and there's another one that they do is, oh, that's Doodle. Doodle's barking at something out there. They do taro and some other ones. So Trader Joe's has something similar where they're taking root vegetables and they're making chips out of it. And there's another brand out there, and I can't remember what the name of the brand is as well. So we're going to try these. Steve Russell has entered the room. Welcome, Steve. Glad you could make it. What a floor, once again. It is a nice floor. Does a mint magically appear on your pillow every night? No. What do they call it down here? Well, peppermint, I think they call it a yerba buena. Is that peppermint? Or spearmint. I can't remember which. And then one is called mienta. But I really haven't seen like mint chocolates down here. Not that they don't have them. Look at that color. Now I'm guessing, let's see. I'm guessing that the reddish one is the purple yuca, so we'll try that first. Purple yuca. What do you think of old guy in Colorado dropping out of YouTube? All right, I spoke with Tom, old guy in Colorado. I don't think he's dropping out of YouTube per se, right? Tom is retired. And I think Tom is kind of, getting tired with having to put out content and everything. I don't want to say return because he's not doing it for the money. He's not doing it for popularity or anything. But it just seems like, it's more of a hassle for him. He's got to get everything for the content and everything. And it's, he's got to, if he's going to be doing a live stream, he cooks on a live stream. He's got to get all the ingredients and everything. He lives in a very rural part of Colorado. And sometimes he has to go like 50 miles to go to a decent grocery that has the supplies that he needs to make some of the stuff. So he's kind of getting tired of that a little bit, I think. But Tom does have another YouTube channel, and his other YouTube channel is called The Old Guy Radio Players. And so what Tom does is Tom writes these kind of 1940s radio shows. And he's not like writing something that was written in the 1940s. He's writing these shows in the style of a 1940s radio show, and they all take place in the 1940s. So it's like you're listening to a radio show that takes place in the 1940s. So he's got three. One is the George and Pudgy Show, which is kind of a humor show about like two married couples of brothers. So there's George and Pudgy are brothers and their wives, and it's sort of like something like the Honeymooners, one of those kind of things. And so that's sort of comedy. And then he has a detective show called Mason Jennings. And then he has a Western called Myers Crossing. So he's constantly writing for that. He's constantly trying to get people together to record the voices for that. I am fortunate enough to enjoy doing voices for all three shows. I played Pudgy, obviously. I played Pudgy in the George and Pudgy Show. And then I don't know if they're recurring characters or not. I play the chief of detectives in Mason Jennings, and so far. And I played the Scooper, I can't remember his last name, and he's the town drunk in the Western. So a lot of fun, but that's taking up a lot of Tom's time. He's writing, he's trying to get the talent together to record, because it's not just him. He's just do the YouTube channel. It's just him, right? Now he has to get people together to record these 1940s radio shows. And so yeah, I think that's taking up his focus. It's still on YouTube. But that's taking up his focus, and he's just kind of like, you know what? I've done this thing, and kind of losing interest in it. So yeah, that happens. Like if you're familiar with Main Event Pong, so Nuff, who is the main guy from Main Event Pong, he just walked away from his channel. He has a fair number of subscribers, but he just walked away from it. So he was doing like alcoholic beverages and hot stuff, hot peppers, hot sauces, stuff like that. So he was doing those for a while, and he just kind of walked away from it. He's just kind of like, I don't feel like doing this anymore. I really don't feel like doing this. Now the word is, and I don't know how solid this is, but the word is that he is going to return to YouTube, but he's going to be doing movie reviews. And he might be doing the stuff on the side in addition to movie reviews, but basically he wants to do movie reviews. I've seen him do some movie reviews, and he's very, 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 very good at it. But sometimes you walk away. You just don't, there's people who have been popular with this channel, and we've even done collabs with them, like was it Cereal File, I think it was, and who's the guy from Canada? Taste Test TV or something like that. I can't remember the exact name. And they just walked away. They haven't put it on a video for 2 years. So it happens, Steve. And sometimes you just walk away from it, and and that's it. So it is what it is. I feel like he shouldn't say his live streams are the highlight of his life each week if he doesn't think so. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I think these live streams are the highlight of my life. I mean, I have a good life. As Matt Zion would say, I had a wonderful childhood. I have a good life. I'm married to a wonderful woman. I have wonderful children. They have wonderful children. I have done a lot of things that some people will never get to do. I've seen a total solar eclipse. I have been to a presidential inauguration. I have seen some people perform that other people have not seen and won't be able to, like Les Paul or Dick Dale, stuff like that. So I have been very, very fortunate, and I've had a really good life. And I really, really, and I don't say this like you said, you shouldn't say this if you don't mean it. I love doing this. I mean, I'm not doing this for the money. Somebody asked me, like, how much money do you make? I'm like, I make like $400 a year, but it costs me like $3,000 to do this, right? All these snacks don't just magically appear on my door. I have to go out and buy them, right? And so I spend a lot more money on getting stuff for the show than I make. So the money I make isn't that important. I just love sharing this with you, because honestly, what good is experiencing something wonderful or even something horrific if you can't share that experience with somebody? And here we share that experience live, and I just really enjoy doing that with you. Now, I can say I'm 65 years old, right? So who knows what the future holds in store for me? And maybe I won't be in a situation where I can do this, and I won't be able to, and I will feel bad about that. But there's a lot more to life than this. It's not, like someone like Matt Zion. I would not expect Matt Zion to walk away from his channel, which is Reckless Eating, for those who don't know who Matt Zion is. I would not expect him to walk away from his channel, because that is his source of income. So that's how he makes money. He doesn't have a side hustle. That's his thing, right? Reckless Eating is how he makes his money. And I think he actually makes more on the live streaming on Twitch, which is basically video games and stuff like that. But we're not in that position. So we're not in the position where we do this for money and everything. I do this because I love doing this, and I love sharing this, which is even more important. I could do this by myself. I've done this by my whole life. I had a wonderful life traveling to different places and trying different things and trying unusual things. But if you can't share that, what's the point of doing that if you can't share that experience with people? And that's what I do here. So I think I just kind of like got real wordy about stuff like that, but I hope that kind of sets things straight. That like sometimes you just walk away from it. It doesn't mean you hate it, or it doesn't mean you are lying about liking to do it. It's just that life goes on, and sometimes life changes, and you change with it. So sure, he absolutely loves the live streams, but burnout hits quick. It does, Nashies. You're right. Tom is such a great guy. Tom is a great guy. Food Tasty TV. Thank you, Janice. That was the one I was thinking about earlier. Your children are okay. I don't know if I'd say wonderful. Well, you're one of them, Jules. You're one of them. You are wonderful, Jules. You are wonderful. And I love, and so we were talking, as we were talking about this just now, we're talking about travel and food and all these experiences that I share with you. The thing that's wonderful, and it's not what makes you wonderful, Julie, but it's one of the things that I appreciate about you is that I can share those things with you. So we film a lot of stuff together, but we've also done a lot of stuff and tried a lot of stuff that didn't necessarily make it to film, but Julie has that same, adventurous spirit as far as like food, travel, and stuff like that that I do, and it's nice to be able to share stuff with her. So that's nice. You are a hardworking YouTuber who does it for the enjoyment, for sure. That's right, Steve. That's true. I don't think I know anybody else who does it like you do for the enjoyment. There might be some people, but you might not know them just because they may not be popular. Maybe they got like 60 subscribers or something like that. They're doing it for the fun. They're doing it for the enjoyment. And that's the thing. I do what I do. I haven't really changed. I mean, I've grown. I'm sure I've grown because I've been doing this for like, 10 years or something like that. So I'm sure I've grown. I think my live streams and my episodes have changed and have progressed and everything. But it's still, at the end of the day, it's still me. I'm not doing an act. I'm not pretending. It's just me sharing my experiences with you. So like on to use a wrestling metaphor, which is appropriate on Reckless Eating, I would go on Reckless Eating and they would eat something, and it's like it would be hot, and people were going like, and I'd be like, oh damn, that's hot, right? And so to use the wrestling metaphor, they would say like, Val, way to no sell that, like, but it's not a no sell. It's not like I'm trying to convince people. Like they're lying. It's not really as hot as they make it out to be. It is as hot as they make it out to be. It's just that their reaction is much different than mine. If they eat something disgusting, they might spit that out immediately, or whatever. Whereas I just taste it. So I have this analytical mind, right? That I just like want to taste something like. There's a little bit of, what is that weirdness happening there? That's really disgusting. I will never eat, and I usually swallow it, unless somebody tells me don't swallow that because it's going to be hazardous to your health. But if it just tastes bad, then like, I'll swallow it. But I experience it. I experience it, and I'm a little bit calmer in my experience. Let's put it that way. And I think like the other stuff sells, right? The other stuff makes you popular, like. Reckless Eating they lost almost 100,000 subscribers because their early videos, they had chugging and puking and stuff like that. And then YouTube changed their terms of service and said, you can't have those. You got to take all those videos down. They had all their main shows. They had to take all their main shows down. And they lost a large chunk of their audience because that's what their audience was into, right? There was like fans of, Jackass, right? That show Jackass. They're like fans of the show Jackass, where people are doing stupid things and having bad reactions to doing these stupid things. And some people just like that, right? And you're not going to get that on Trippy Food. I do stupid things, but it's not like an over the top reaction to doing those stupid things and everything. So I think that's why our channel has grown slow. But it is what it is. I'm honest with you, right? So what you see is what you get. All my actions all my reactions are honest. When I tell you something tastes like something, it tastes like something. To me, I don't want you to go by what I say. I want you to keep that in mind when I say something tastes a certain way, and then I want you to go out and try it yourself and see what you think and everything. So I share stuff with you. I say, like, to me that's bad. We don't share taste buds. It's going to be a lot different for you. There's people who love cilantro, like Claudia, my wife Claudia. We will go into a restaurant and she'll say, I will get the cilantro salad. Can you put some extra cilantro? And then I want cilantro dressing in. Could you cut up some cilantro and put that on the side for me? Whereas some people were like, oh my God, this tastes like soap. This is disgusting. I can tell there's a little piece of cilantro in here. So, we don't have the same taste buds. And so I always kind of tell you, taste it yourself, taste it for yourself. I try to be as honest with you as possible as far as the flavors go. I even try to not be biased, right? So there's some things that I don't like, but I will give you an unbiased opinion on what that tastes like. So it's something that's extra sweet, But if it's good sweet, then I just tell you, like, not my cup of tea, not something I would eat a lot because it's really sweet. But if you like sweet stuff, you're going to love this, right? So there we go. I kind of went off on a tangent there. We kind of, went away from what we're doing. But, we're a food and travel show, and we're talking about food, and we're talking about YouTube and stuff like that. So it's cool. It's cool. Sometimes we do that. Sometimes we just eat. So there we go. And I want you guys to feel like if you have any questions, just come right out. Well, and again, Nashies, you say you cook for the love of food. That's obvious, and you do such a good job of that. So for those of you who have not checked out Nashi's channel, you need to do that. She does some reviews, like reviews a few, but she also she does a lot of cooking stuff, and she's really good at it. And you can tell the sincerity when she's doing it. So you definitely. And I think Julie just said the same thing, so you're right. Okay. Everyone experiences dad gets hiccups. You start the foot drum. I never noticed the foot drumming, Jules. The hiccups are a little bit obvious, though. Your streams are clean and obviously full of thought information. It's nice to see you. We're happy to do it just with enjoyment. Yeah, it is. And when you say clean, it's not like that's who I am per se. I mean, it is really the kind of the essence of what I am here. But if you've ever seen me on Reckless Eating, there's Blue Val shows up on Reckless Eating quite frequently. And if you ever watched the Hidden Pizza Las Vegas episode, there's like F-bomb dropping Val on that one. So, it is what it is. I did a cover of the song Chopping. I didn't know there was a song called Chopping Broccoli. I'm gonna have to check that out. All right. Not a bowl. Oh, shit, it's good. No, the thing is, I think you were originally talking about Tom and everything. Don't feel bad for Tom. Tom just I don't want to say he's fed up with it. It's just that, it's more than he wants to deal with right now. And he does have the old guy radio players. He's really busy with that. I was just doing some writing with him Friday night. So yeah, just, I realize that you guys enjoy it and you'll miss it, but at the same time, Tom just feels he needs a break from that. I'm eating another one of the purple yuca chips because I forgot what it tasted like. Because we were talking, it tastes like yuca, and I do like yuca. My name is Yuca. I live on the second floor. All right, this looks like a banana chip, but it is not. This, I'm gonna guess, is the, I don't think it's the sweet potato, the batata. I'm gonna say this is probably the arracacha. Anyways, we got into a long discussion, so I'm just gonna review that question that I asked, which is what is the most commonly consumed root vegetable in the United States? Just throwing that back out there, just in case you answered it and was like a year ago. Those are nice too. Yeah, those are tasty too. These are cooked, Jules. These are cooked. That's partially my fault, Jules. I mean, I didn't check to see if it was taro or coconut. Isan, what it is? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the 13th, not the 12th that your post says the stream was going to be. Did it? Did I say the 12th? If I did, I apologize for that. Which we usually do Sundays unless something happens and I have to reschedule. We usually do Sundays, but sorry about that. Where's my sense of adventure? I have eaten stuff that's toxic. Well, toxic if it's not made the right way. Like poke salad and lutefisk and fugu. I've had those. Again, going back to I'm a very lucky person. I have had a lot of very unusual and unique and fun experiences. And some of those have been eating things that are otherwise toxic to me. These are really good. Not heavily salted, which is why this is a Colombian product and there are no warnings on here whatsoever. Not high in saturated fat, not high in sodium, very light, not greasy. These are really nice. These would be good with hummus, dipping some hummus in there. Not with cuajada cheese, though. Well, I think dipping those in hummus would be really good. I'm going to go ahead and give that a thumbs up. The question was, what is the most commonly consumed root vegetable in the United States? Julie says potato. Let's see. Did people answer that earlier about a year ago when I first asked it? Oh, Julie said potato earlier. Nashi says Andes mince, but I think she was talking about something else. Janice Yamanaka said potato. Steve Russell said potato. It is, in fact, carrots. Carrots. I know. I was shocked, too. I would think there's so many different potato dishes, French fries and stuff like that. You would think it would be potatoes, but it's not. It's actually carrots. Go figure. Carrots. Who knew? Maybe they mean like quantity. Like maybe, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Potatoes make sense. Carrots doesn't make sense, but the internet does not lie. I said that with a sense of sarcasm. All right. So let's see. What do we got left? I think we got two snacks left. Three. We got three left. And I am looking forward to and not looking forward to the last one. Because I think it's going to be brutal, but I can't tell. So we'll see. All right. Coming up next. The company was Margarita. Actually, it was Productos Alimenticos Margarita. What the hell does that sound? I hope something doesn't blow up. It's not a good sound. So look at this package and tell me who you think makes this. So again, the company originally was Productos Alimenticos Margarita. It was founded by Felix Asensio in 1974 in Colombia. Is this either a motorcycle or a cow? The company was purchased by Frito-Lay in 2000. So that's the logo. You can tell it's a Frito-Lay logo, but the company was originally called Margarita, and Margarita was purchased by Frito-Lay in 2000. So these are pollo, which is chicken, pollo flavored. I did look at the ingredients, and it is artificial chicken. Which is disappointing because usually in a country like Colombia, when you do see things that have meat flavor in it, they actually have meat in it. This one does not. It is artificial chicken flavor. I want to see go to an artificial chicken ranch one sometime. See all those artificial, like chicken robots running around where they get their artificial chicken flavor. I don't know why they go artificial, but they do. But there is a company that is known for their mass-produced chicken skin chips. So they make chips from chicken skin. So what company is known for their mass-produced chicken skin chips? Now we're gonna try these again. They are más papas, so that means more popes or more fathers, but it means more potatoes. Sand, you're so funny. Let's see. Did I miss Chelada Val? Well, not here. Chelada Val is on Reckless Eating. So I don't know. I think Janice posted that like a few live streams ago. She actually posted the link for Tipsy Val in Las Vegas. That is absolutely UFO noise. I didn't recognize it, Jules. Eli is here. Oh, I was just talking to Eli. I didn't realize that. Maybe modern aliens and Nashies. Aliens love abducting cows. Oh my God, if they abduct cows, that means no more cuajada cheese. Ooh, those are tasty. I will forgive them the artificial chicken flavor. They're actually tasty chips. It is chicken skin, Janice. They're famous for their chicken skin chips. They make chips with chicken skin. I know, because I think you're thinking of, what is that company? Wild. They make chips with chicken, but it's not chicken skin, it's chicken. They actually make chips from chicken. That's Wild. That's not the answer here. These are nice. They're light, they're crispy, they're not greasy. And you'll notice there's no warning. So there's not excess saturated fat, there's not excess sodium in here, because by law, they have to put that on there, the little black octagon, and it's not there. So I was gonna say that they're better for you, but it's artificial chicken. How good is artificial chicken for you? But for just regular chips, I'm gonna say regular chips because I know that it's artificial chicken flavor, so I'm not gonna judge them on chicken flavor. But just for like plain chips, like I said, light, not greasy, not too salty and everything, really, really nice. And that's gonna give it a thumbs up. All right, so the question was, what company is known for their mass-produced chicken skin chips? I don't know a lot of people even answered that. Janice said Flock chicken chips, and it looks like those are the only ones that answered. It is, in fact, Flock Foods. Flock Foods was founded in 2019 by Harrison Fugman and Alexander Kost in San Francisco, California, to produce Flock chicken chips, which are made from chicken skin. All righty. Now, let's see. Ice Hand had a serious question. When you go to Colombia or back from it, they don't make you do an isolation period on the dude. I don't know, because this is the first time we've actually taken him to Colombia. So I don't know what's going to happen on the way back, if they're going to do that. They don't do an isolation period coming back in. You just have to you just have the right paperwork. And it's expensive. It's like almost $300 for paperwork to bring a dog in here. But you have to make sure he has his shots, doctors looked at him, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So he had to have papers to come in, but they didn't put him in isolation or anything like that. So we'll see what happens, coming back. So, did you make some cheesy hot chocolate? I did not. So I think what Eli is referring to is here in Colombia. I think they might do it in Mexico too, but I'm not sure. But here in Colombia, they make hot chocolate. And there's a difference between hot chocolate and hot cocoa. This is hot chocolate, specifically hot chocolate. They make hot chocolate and they serve it with cheese. And the idea is, like, some people do it differently. Some people like put it on their spoon, dip the spoon in there, dip the cheese in there. And some people just drop it in the bottom and then in there and scoop the cheese out with a spoon in the hot chocolate. I'm not sure who decided to do that at some point in time, but cheese and hot chocolate is like salt and pepper here. So, all right. So now we're narrowing down. See, how are we doing on time? Got 15 minutes, got 2 snacks left. I think we're doing okay. All right. So this one, we're getting spicier, I think. We'll see. Here's another thing I love about Colombia. You can buy snacks in these little bags, right? In the US, they come out with a new snack. Like, let's say Pringles comes out with Pringles is irrelevant because the cans are always the same size. Let's say Ruffles, right? Ruffles comes out with a brand new flavor. You always have to buy the big bag, right? Cereals like Cheerios comes out with a new flavor. Captain Crunch comes out with a new flavor. There's some weird cereal that comes out. It's always the giant family size. You always have to buy the giant family size. It's like if you want to try a beer, you have to buy a 6-pack of beer. There are very few places, I think, Total Wine and More maybe, you can go in there, you can buy a single. But and it's only at the big ones. At the big ones, you just go like, hey, I want to buy one of those, but I don't want to have to buy a 6-pack. I got to go, no worries, pulls one down, right? But in the United States, you have to buy the family size. You have to buy the big bag. You have to buy the 6-pack and everything, right? Down here, I want to try this. I've never had this before, right? You got these nice little bags, right? So even if you don't eat the whole thing, you don't feel like you're wasting that much. But you buy a big bag you buy a 6-pack of unusual beer you've never tried before. You try one and it's terrible. You're like, great, I'm stuck with 5 cans of beer I'm never going to drink. So that's really nice, I think, about a lot of these Colombian snacks, is they come in these nice, handy, small sizes. Now, you can tell here, we've broken the rules here. So we have excess sodium and excess saturated fat. These are Tostacos which as far as I can tell means toasted tacos. This is Tostacos Uy. Tostacos Uy, which I guess translates to toasted tacos. Oh, so these are habanero and they say limon. Limon is lime here. So habanero limon flavor, and it looks like they have like 3 levels of heat, and it goes all the way up. So it's like the hottest one they have. These are made with corn, habanero pepper, and lime. Productos Ramo. We've done Ramo products before on several live streams, and I think we did a Colombian snacks episode in Colombia previously, and I think we did a couple of Ramo products. Productos Ramo was founded in Bogota, Colombia by Rafael Milano Olarte in 1950. So Rafael Milano Olarte. The Ramo. It's like his sort of initials with the A in there. But the company was founded in Bogota, Colombia by Rafael Milano Olarte in 1950. So here's a tricky question for you. What is the transport type frequently used to deliver Ramo products in larger Colombian cities? And when I say the transport type, I'm like forklift, train, truck, bus. What is the transport type frequently used to deliver Ramo products in larger Colombian cities? Let's give these a shot. Val, I won't go into the answer. I Googled about isolation because it's too long, but you might want to look it up. I would hate to have your collared son separated for you for months. Yeah, I will definitely do that, Isan. Thank you. Shit. Oh, okay. Now, those are good. Ooh, that is an immediate kick. Wow. Wow. Holy crap. Now, I wasn't even looking at it, but they're puffy. They're little puffy chips. They look like sopapillas, tiny ones. The lime flavor, off the charts. Punch in the face of lime. And the habanero pepper is not messing around. They mean business. Ooh, wow. Now it tastes like there's vinegar in there. I don't know if there is, but it tastes like there's vinegar. Let's see. It would be acetic acid. It was listed as vinegar. Do I see vinegar? I do not see vinegar. I mean, it kind of tastes vinegar, but it could be that lime. It could be like the acid from the lime, really, really strong, might give it a vinegar flavor. These are hot. They're not like Pocky Haunted Ghost hot, but they're hotter than like most other like chips that are supposed to be hot. Not the one chip challenge, of course. I'm gonna give those a thumbs up. They don't mess around. It does say, oy, and it does have flames on it, and it makes you think that it's hot. And so many times I've tried something and I'm like, where's the heat? Where's the lime? It's there. It's just a kick in the face. It's just like, all you get is the corn flavor, the corn flavor, the lime flavor, the habanero flavor, the habanero heat, everything. There's nothing to complain about. They're giving us exactly what they say they're giving us, and a big thumbs up on that. So the question was, what is the transport type frequently used to deliver Ramo products in larger Colombian cities? So let's see, Julie said ship, and Viral Y'all said boat. Those aren't gonna work so much because unless you're going up rivers here, and I'm trying to think of like what river would go through Bogota. Boat is unlikely. That's okay though. Rickshaw, you don't know how close you are, Laughing Neds. Oh, by the way, Laughing Neds and Viral Y'all, welcome to the room. Let's see. Did anyone else guess? Yes, Yamanak said cow. Well, there's enough of them. You might as well do cow. Made a really good hot powder, drawing out habanero smoked paprika. Oh, that sounds really good, Eli. Laughing Med said donkey. That's a good guess. Let's see. I thought I saw somebody. Oh, Reactive Pets, and welcome, Reactive Pets. I don't know if I acknowledged you earlier. Reactive Pets said bike. Freight tricycle. And I know I never heard of a freight tricycle either, but a freight tricycle, if you can imagine it, is picture a tricycle, like a big tricycle, not like a little, like a big tricycle. Picture a big tricycle with a kind of box and two wheels on it behind it. And that's typically what they use for delivery of these chips in the larger cities. So freight tricycle. So Reactive Pets, you were the closest with bike. So I would say you're correct. Bike. The other ones are good guesses though. Let's see. Did I miss anything else? Again, keep me honest, guys. I'm busy talking and stuff, and I don't always catch what you guys say. So just keep me honest there. 3D Doritos were goated for scooping up sour cream. I wasn't really crazy about the 3D Doritos. I was less impressed once I got those. If I can find them, it can be my dowry. All right, here we go. All right, so now we're going to do our last item. I think we'll have enough time to do. We might have to stick around for a few minutes if you guys want to stick around and do some gout mélange. I might even put some of that cuajada cheese in there. All right, now we're going to do something that's going to make me a little bit nervous. We're going to do these. No, I'm not going to eat all of these. I'm going to eat one of these. This is ají amarillo, which is ají is a type of pepper that's grown here in Colombia. There are several varieties. There is an ají rojo, and I'm not sure if there's other ones. Now, these are the ají amarillo, and amarillo, is Spanish for yellow. They don't look yellow. The ají amarillo chili has its origins in ancient Peru, and it is rated at between 30,000 to 50,000 Scoville heat units. So 30,000 to 50,000, which puts it in the same range as Tabasco and cayenne peppers. So these are in the same range as Tabasco and cayenne pepper. Now, I will tell you that, so like in Colombia, Colombia food, I'm not going to say it's bland. It's not bland, but it's not usually spicy. So if you want to spice it up a little bit, like on empanadas and everything, they usually just say, hey, could you bring me some ají? And they're not going to bring you the peppers. They're going to bring you this. It's kind of like chopped onions and cilantro and the peppers. And it's in, I don't know if it's like vinegar or lime juice or something like that. It's kind of in it. So it's almost like a salsa that you put on top of it, right? And they just call that ají. But these are ají peppers, and it's made with these ají peppers. Now, I have had ají. The salsa, I have had ají and tried it and go like, oh, it adds a nice little spice there, a nice little kick there, nothing crazy. And then there's this broaster, this restaurant that does roasted chicken in Villa de Leyva. And I said, well, could you bring some ají? Just wanted to kind of like, kick it up a little bit, spice it up a little bit. It was hot. It was painful. It was painful hot. I mean, it was it works its way through my system relatively quickly, and it was not fun. It was painfully hot. So when they talk about a range of 30,000 to 50,000, yeah, it was a little bit scary. So again, these are called ají amarillo, which means yellow ají peppers. Why? Why are these orange peppers called ají amarillo? So now we're gonna eat one. So we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. I'm a little bit nervous about this because I don't know. It's gonna be on the 30,000 range. It's gonna be close to the 50,000 range. I don't know. So let's see. I don't even have like milk or anything like that. Well, I have the cuajada cheese. I could eat that, I suppose. So let's see. Here we go. Okay. Oh. It's like it's like habanero. Whoa. Oh. Whew. Oh. hiccup started. Ooh. Whew. Oh. Oh. Whew. Oh, that's like habanero hot. My tongue is on fire. Whew. Oh, my tongue is burning. Wow. That's what we in the business call stupid. Oh. Whew. Whoa. Okay. Holy crap. That's hot. Oh, that's hot. That's Ring of Fire hot, I think. Wow. I was not expecting it to be that hot. I've had habaneros that were less hot than that. Whoa. Wow. Oh my God. Holy crap. That's hot. That is seriously hot. Whew. Oh my God. That's painful. Wow. Okay. Whew. Thumbs up. Nice flavor. Incredible heat. 30,000 to 50,000. Oh. Mm-mm. No. No. I don't know what habanero is, but I've had habaneros that weren't that hot. And that ice pack for the mouth. We don't need milk. Wow. I think I burnt the inside of my mouth. I mean, literally burnt. Wow. Holy crap. Not on this trip, Steve. Steve asked if I've had capybara yet. I have not had it yet, but I will. Remember when I said that these chips were hot, that they brought a nice level of heat? These are over the top. All right, so we have a few minutes left. Let's do goat melange. So let's start with the crackers. Val, you've done some stupid things in your life. I think swallowing that might have been a stupid thing. I think I might not have, should have done that. All right, oatmeal cookie time. We are going to put some mahi pepper in there as well. We have to, right? It was on our list. We have to put it in there. The cows don't have opposed thumbs. They have hooves. They're useless in the kitchen. All right. I'm trying to figure out how we're going to do the custard apple. Let's see if I can scrape some off with the spoon. Oh yeah, I think, no, not a lot. You know what, I'll just put the seeds in there and spit the seeds out. It's not a big deal. We just put them in with the seeds and everything. It's fine. We don't have to eat the seeds. Oh, I'm gonna put some of that cuajada cheese in there and cut that out. It's honestly, We just got that piece left. And that's so good. Although the cows across the street, they give me a nasty look when I go out there because they know I'm eating their cheese. Wow. Still feeling a burn in my mouth, but I think it's starting to subside. That was, I was not expecting it to be that hot. Obviously. Let's see, we got our alfajor. And that's already broken apart, so this should be pretty easy. Yep, there we go. All right, we have our Natri root vegetable chips. Let's break up some of those in there. We have our Lay's, our Margarita fake chicken chips. Oh, our last ring of fire, yeah. Although, Jules, that was pretty hot, but I don't remember having a really bad ring of fire. Julie is referring to an episode that we filmed. I haven't put that one up yet. There was another, it's like equivalent to the one chip challenge. I don't think it was from Europe. I can't remember where that one's from, but these are people who are coming in to fill the void that Pocky left when they stopped making the one chip challenge. On the bright side, peppers have more vitamin C than oranges per gram. Yeah, there's some surprising foods that have that are high in vitamin C that people don't realize, like strawberries. Strawberries are also high in vitamin C. The last one chip was horrific, tasted like poison. It did not taste good. It did not taste good. Like the thing is if you're going to do something stupid like that, you at least want it to taste good. What am I missing? I put that. You want some of this on your that? I know, we're forgetting the ají pepper. All right, here we go. Claudia's probably watching going, that's what you get. All right, I'm gonna do part of an ají pepper. Like half of one. I'm gonna cut that up. Not that it makes a difference, because I'm going to taste it. That was a very unpleasant surprise. Let's be fair. I just wasn't expecting it to be that hot, but flavor-wise, they're actually pretty good. And again, I have had ají, the salsa, made with those, but I've never had the pepper itself. And now I know why. I put the cuajada cheese in there. So we got alfajado, which is going to, alfajado, is it? Alfajor. It's going to have the chocolate in it. We got a bunch of different kinds of chips. All right. And we're going to have the custard apple, which we have to remember not to eat the seeds. All right, here we go. Good mélange. I don't think beer helps, Laughing Meds. I think about beer kind of washes everything away except the oil from the pepper, which actually accentuates it. So like anytime if you're eating hot peppers and stuff, beer, water, stuff like that, or soda, it's not really going to help. It's going to make it worse. So you want something that's going to counter that heat, like a base, like milk, ice cream, something along those lines, sour cream. All right, here we go. I know I'm going to taste that pepper in there. So I get a little bit of everything. That's a solid 8 for heat, Isan. Heat-wise, it's a solid 8. I really feel like I burnt my mouth. And I've had raw habanero before. Is that true, Laughing Meds, that something in the peppers fights diabetes? I didn't know that. That's not bad. I might not have got enough pepper in there, but this combination's not bad. Let's see. There's a seed. Don't want to swallow those. And some nice flavors in there. Oh, okay. There's the pepper. Is there a Frito flavor you would suggest? Yes, if you can get it, because they're made in Mexico. It is the, I think it's chorizo flavor Fritos. They're really, really good. But I've only seen them like from Mexico in like convenience stores and stuff. But if you can find those, yeah, definitely try them. They're really good. Peppers have wonderful benefits if you don't have ulcers or GI, which I don't think I do. Chili helps immune system. Good. I feel much better about that. This is actually pretty good. Not something I would, intentionally make and everything, but the flavors are really nice. The flavors play against each other really well. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. So, again, another live stream in the bag. I thank you guys for waiting an extra 5, minutes or so we could do goût mélange. I hope you would. Pepper. I hope you enjoyed my suffering eating those. And again, we talked about this earlier on live stream. Not everybody was here. We talked about, community and stuff like that. And I just, to me, it's the high point of my week being able to share stuff with you guys. And again, I'm sharing this with you guys, sharing these experiences with you, even burning my mouth. I'm still sharing the experience with you. And I really, really appreciate it. And I love doing that with you guys. I want to thank you all very, very much. Again, check out other people's channels. So the thing is, yeah, Tom could be walking away from his channel for a while. And like I said, he does have another channel called The Old Guy Radio Players, which is really cool. Check that out. But Janice Yamanaka, Nashies, there's so many channels. If you don't know who the channels are that we recommend to you, go to our main YouTube page and you scroll down to featured channels, and they're all in there. Check them all out. There's some like I said, have not, the Trips are in there, and LA Beast is in there. Just channels that we think you're really, really going to enjoy. So check them out. And when you do check them out, if you do like those channels, and I think you will, otherwise I wouldn't recommend them to you, then subscribe to those channels. If you enjoy our channel and you have not subscribed, then please subscribe to our channel because it helps us out. Like the videos, put the little thumbs up on the videos, and leave comments. I will make it a point to always respond to comments. If you leave comments there, I'll respond to comments. Some of them, some people coming up may not like some of the responses that I'm about to give them, because I think you can abuse that right to leave comments on it. And there's one person in particular that the joke has gone too far. Let's put it that way. But in general, it's a great community. I mean, everybody in here, new people, old people, I really, really appreciate you coming along for the ride with me. And I really appreciate you giving me an opportunity to share my experiences with you. So share my experiences live, share my experiences in the YouTube episodes. Because again, what's the point of experiencing something wonderful or amazing or new or strange if you can't share that experience with other people? And I'm just really glad I can share it with you guys. You're a great community. I couldn't ask for a better community, honestly and sincerely. I think in the 10 years that we've been doing this, I think we've only banned one person, and it was just because they were just a troll, right? They just came in. But really, really appreciate you guys, and we'll continue to do this as long as we can do this. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for being part of our team. Show these other channels some love as well, and we will come back at you soon. So thank you all for joining us. I want you to have a great week coming up, and hopefully we will see you again next weekend. But remember that it's crazy out there, so please be careful. Take care of yourselves, take care of others, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.